Four Agreements. It's a very short book. It's a very interesting book. They have had now a series where they do exercises about the concept of the four agreements. So I will start by explaining what is the four agreements about. So before we go into the four agreements, which I will post a picture here on my TikTok account with the four agreements, the concept of the Toltecs about the world is that the world is a dream. And we are sleeping, all of us. You are sleeping, I'm sleeping, they are sleeping, everyone's sleeping. So what we call the reality that we live is the mixture of my dreams with your dreams and with the dreams of other people. These dreams are, let's say, like all the concepts that you have about reality, how life should be, what life is about, how to live life, what are the rights and the wrongs. So where do these dreams start? These dreams start during childhood. When we are during childhood, we are taught what is right and what is wrong. And they start telling us, if you eat, you're a good boy or a good girl. If you don't eat, you're a bad boy or a bad girl. If you wake up early, you're a good girl or a good boy. If you do your homework, you're a good boy or a good girl. So they start training us. And we start having the need of this retribution from the environment. We start developing an addiction to the retribution, the approval of the environment. That is how the dream starts. So when we reach certain age, we don't need people to tell us anymore that something is good or something is bad. We are already trained. We do a self-training in which we live our life with agreements. Okay? So what are the agreements? Agreements are the beliefs that I accept as real in life. So what are my agreements? That would be the question, the first question. Okay? So the agreements are all the beliefs that we have developed about a situation. We have millions of agreements. Millions of agreements that we did not mention, specifically, but indirectly they are having the impact in our lives to rule our lives. So let's start doing exercises to start applying this concept. Remember when you were a child, just go back to the memories when you were a child. And if you have a pen and paper, would be amazing. And the phrase is, when I was a child, I was told that I was, and then complete the sentence. When I was a child, I was told that I was, and the first word that come to you, that became an agreement, a very strong one, because it's the first one. They told you many things, but there is one in particular, which is the first one that will come out. When you were a child, they told you that you were what? That you were smart, that you were not smart, that you were obedient, that you were disobedient. What did they tell you that it marked you? That you were lazy? What did they tell you? That you were a bad student, that you were stupid, that you were not good for maths, that you didn't have good coordination. Like, what was the thing that when you were a child marked you? And as an adult, people say, no, I'm not a good reader. I don't like to read because I was a very bad student at school. I was always a bad reader. Yeah, but you have not tried to read a book. You haven't tried to find a book that is of your interest. You are just fulfilling an agreement. And the reality is that agreements can be changed, can be dismissed, and we can reprogram ourselves to our like. How many of the women that are here present, when you were young, they told you that you don't have a good body? Your legs are too big, your legs are too small, your hips are too big, your hips are too small, your chest is too big, your chest is too small, you have no waist, your arms are too big. How many of you you were told you're not good for maths, you're not good for engineering, you're not good for working in a office? Well, how many negative programs we received as children and we bought them as agreements? Those agreements are marking our lives because in reality, my reality is my dream. In reality, is a dream. And in this dream, I am creating a reality. I'm creating a reality. I'm creating experiences based on my beliefs. How many of you believe that you are not good in relationships? How many of you believe that you are not good as parents? How many of you believe that you are not good in to do certain things? And you buy it. And how many of you believe that you are not good looking? How many of you believe that you are never going to be successful? How many of you believe that you will never succeed in something that you dream of? That is a dream and it is always going to be a dream. How many of you believe in luck? That it's about good luck or bad luck and not about hard work. When you were a child or when you were younger, because you see, the programming happens mainly from 0 to 7 years old. After that, we have extra programming, but from 0 to 7 is the strongest time. So how many of, what were, when you were young, they told you that your limitations were, what were the limitations they told you that you had? That you didn't know how to write, that you didn't know how to read, that you were not good in this, that you were not good at that. What were the limitations that they told you that you had? Okay? When you were a child, what did they tell you that it means to be a boy or to be a girl? You were told that the girls should always, that the boys should always, that the girls should never, that the boys should never. For example, many of us heard that the boys don't cry. And it's not true. Boys cry, same as girls. Boys have feelings, same as girls. So many men grow up retaining emotions because they were trained that it was wrong to cry. Yeah? Girls don't eat a lot. So how many women, they feel uncomfortable eating in front of others, especially when they're in public, because it's supposed to be wrong to eat a lot. Okay? So these are the realities that became realities. In reality, they are a dream that we adopted since we are young. Okay? What are the beliefs that we have about men? Women should always. Men should always. So when we enter in relationships, we have those beliefs about men and about women. And then when the person I have in front of me I might like them a lot, but they do not have, or there is something that they do not fulfill about my agreements of how they should be, then that creates a shortcut. And then what happens is I cannot accept that person, because men should never, women should always, women should never. Physically, in character, in personality, what were the things they told you that you should be? You should be quiet. You should be polite. You should never talk when others are speaking. You should never say what you think. You should never complain. Okay? Especially, for example, when they train you how to be in a relationship. Okay? You should never complain. You should never say, you should never be direct. You should never say what you think. You should never say what you want straightforward. You wait until the right moment to say. Okay? These are all agreements. How about the things that you believe you are? Because even the things that you believe you are aren't true. I believe I have a bad character. I believe I am moody. I believe I am dominant. I believe I am intense. Is it real, or is it a programming? I program myself to believe I am this, so I am replicating it all the time because I believe it, and therefore I activate it. Okay? What are the qualities that people should have? People should be forgiving. People, how they should be. How do you think people see you? What are the beliefs that you have according to you, how people see you? I believe others think I am polite. Other things I am humble. Other things I am. What do you think, or what do you believe other thinks of you? Other people think of you. Now, these are all agreements, including the things that you wish you become. When you say, I wish I was more straightforward. I wish I was more polite. I wish I was more quiet. I wish I was whatever. These are all agreements. Agreements based on the belief systems that you have adopted from your home, from your early environment. So the question, or here the point is that we can undo these agreements. Why? What is the purpose of undoing these agreements? The purpose of undoing these agreements is so that we can live lighter, and we can stop receiving the response in our reality, a response that we are not happy with, a result. If I believe and I vote that I am stubborn, I am already in a situation where I am bound to always have confrontations with others, and I'm not going to have mind flexibility because I believe I am stubborn. Okay, that happens a lot with the natal expectation. People say, I know, I am Taurus, I am Pisces, I am Scorpio, I am Aries, this is the way I am. And they use it a way to justify their lives. And we are living life thinking that things happen to us without us having anything to do with it. Things happen according to us, and we have no control whatsoever about the situation. And it's not true. We have control over the situation. We can change the situation. We can improve the situation. because we can improve ourselves by undoing, by deleting agreements and beliefs that are not good for me. If I believe I am an impatient person, then I'm always going to be reacting impatient and therefore having conflicts with others. Instead of assuming that I don't want to undo or work on my impatience, I will think that people do not understand me. This is the way I am. And this is my good or my bad luck. And it doesn't exist. Luck does not exist. So reality, that what we call reality, is in reality a dream. And all these beliefs that we have are called a book, the book of law. Okay? And we have an internal judge that decides what is right and what is wrong according to our agreements. Now, what is the definition of hellfire? Hellfire is a place where you get punished many times, infinite times, for the same mistake. So, for example, if you did something, a crime, in hellfire, you will, what it says, the scripture says, you will be punished infinitely for that one-time crime that you committed. Now here I dare you to think of that logic and ask yourself if it does make any sense to be punished infinite times for something I made one time. And the answer is it does. Why? Because we do that all the time. We punish ourselves all day, all week, all year, all life for a mistake we did once. And every time we remember it, we punish ourselves about it. That is the hell. The hell is in a state of mind in which I am constantly punishing myself. My inner judge is constantly punishing me. I am not beautiful, I'm not smart enough, I am not successful, I am weak, I am not capable, I am such a bad mother, I'm such a bad wife, I'm such a bad friend, I'm such a bad person, I am a loser, this constantly self-punishment about your actions. This is hell. When we are moaning about a person with whom we had an issue, we had a fight, we had a discussion, we had a problem in the past, and 10 years down the road, we are still punishing ourselves for what happened, that is hell. Okay? So hell is the constant punishing that you do to yourself about something that happened in the past. This is hell. And we create it all the time. So up to now, before I enter in the 4 agreements, what I'm trying to say is we create our own hell by constantly going back into our self-punishment for something we did. Number 2, our life is the result of all the belief systems that we have adopted and that we aren't aware, but they are ruling our lives. And number 3, our life can change when we start undoing agreements. So how do we undo agreements? As I mentioned earlier, start questioning yourself. What are your beliefs about yourself? Make a list. What do you think of yourself? And don't hide information. Write the positive, write the negative. What you really believe about yourself, even the positive. Because all those things that you write are your program of your ego. Meaning these are the program of the belief system you have about who you are. But in reality, in the real reality, you are none of that. These are all masks that we wear. These are masks that are not real. We are not really that kind of people. We are not really that kind of person, okay? So let's do, with the power of love, let's get a card, because the only true thing that exists in the universe, which is the source of life, is love. Okay, love is who we are, is what we are, is what God is, and is what our true nature is. So let's get a card from the power of love that we are going to change. Think of something that you think you are. I think I am, and add the word. Okay, and then we are going to replace it with one of these qualities of the power of love. Okay, so choose a card, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So from the Oracle of Love, we are going to have a card that tells us that we expressed through who we really are. One quality of love. Okay. Number 1, I am unity. I understand that love shared with another is amplified and has ripple effect across the universe. I am capable of becoming one with those that I love. Okay? Do you consider yourself a person that can create unity with those that you love? Number 2, I am creativity. I love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. Did you consider up to now, number 2, someone creative? Number 3, I am willingness. I am able to compromise if the end result is love. You have willingness to do something. You have the power of holding into something. I am past. Through the power of love, I release any stagnant situations or energies in order to transform my heart space. So you are an alchemist. You are totally capable of transforming the past into something positive. Okay, that was nice. Okay, now let's go to the 4 agreements. Okay, what are the 4 agreements? There are more than 4 agreements, but the author identifies 4 agreements as the most important belief systems that we should include in our life in order to have a better life. Because life, yes or yes, physical life, emotional life, spiritual life, financial life, professional life, improves the moment that we start on tying those knots and those beliefs that are negative and that are creating conflict in our life. When I say I have a depressive character, I am not successful, I don't have a strength, I am not capable, I am, all of these negative beliefs are the reason why you do not reach what you would like to in life. And it's very interesting because the real dream is all the lies that we live, that we tell ourselves, our explanation about who we are. And what we call in our language dream, we think of it as something impossible and difficult to reach, that it's something that it's almost like a fantasy, okay? When in reality, your belief system is all lies. And what you call dreams is a total factible reality. that you could manifest if you wanted to, because it's in your mind. It's here. You have the picture, therefore it means that it's designed for you, because you cannot wish and you cannot desire what is not within your provision. So take a second here and close your eyes and visualize the best version of yourself. And in this best version of yourself, what do you see yourself doing as a vocation? Look at it. What do you see yourself doing? How do you see yourself working? How do you see your life? What kind of environment you would like to live in? In what kind of a state would you like to be in a relationship? Married, with a partner, alone? Would you add children to that image in the future? What kind of job, profession, service would you like to do? How would you like to look physically? How would you like that is your style of dressing? Imagine all of those points that I just mentioned. This, what you are seeing right now, is not a dream. What you are seeing right now is the call of your soul. But in order to reach to this call of your soul, you gotta undo all the negative thoughts that you have about yourself that are becoming a block from you to reach that potential. So let's go with the first agreement that we should take into consideration in order to replace the negative agreements that are keeping us living in a dream. So the first agreement is to be impeccable with our words. What does that mean? Our word, and I have mentioned it many times, the word is the way we create realities. There is a tone, there is a resonance, there is a vibration in the word. When we say something, we are creating that. The fifth chakra is the superior octave of the first chakra. Therefore, the fifth chakra is a way that we create through the declaration, through the word. How do we use our word? What do we use with our words? How's your daily speech? When you talk to your friends on the phone, what do you talk about? How do you refer to the people around you? How do you refer to your friends, colleagues, partner, friends of friends, acquaintances? What do you say about them? How do you refer to them? We are, unfortunately, using our word all the time to create curses, to create negativity, to create diseases, to create obstacles, to destroy, to blame. We use our word to carry our anger, our jealousy, our envy, our hate, and even worse, our lack of trust in ourselves. We are the target of our worst thoughts. We think about ourselves in a horrible manner. And then we are constantly, what we are doing is we are expressing through our words all this venom, all this poison we are spreading around the world. The wars in the world are the accumulation of the poison of all the individuals of a society. The issues in the world are the accumulation of poison of all of the individuals in the world. Our poison, and you can see it when you visit a home, you realize that in that family, everybody speaks the same way. If they all curse or fight or discuss, they have like these common attitudes in which they all repeat the same behavior. Gossip is one of the most dangerous things we do in life. Calling a friend to gossip about someone else, making that person the target of gossip, is really not hurting them because they don't even know what we are talking about. It's hurting ourselves, okay? Because our point of view about that person changed in nothing the reality of life, changed in nothing his reality or her reality. Yet I am putting poison, okay, about that person's life with my perception. I am ruining somebody's reputation. I am hurting them if they find out what I'm saying about them. Okay? Out of what? So what does it mean to be impeccable with our word? The word peccable comes from Latin, which means sin. Impeccable, to be impeccable with our word is to have a clean word. That our words are just to express positive things, that our words are meant to express only love, that our words are only used to express respect, and if there is nothing positive I have to say about someone or something, just keep quiet. Now, in the Toltec tradition, in the native traditions, they say, be careful with your word, for the word will take care of you. What happens is when I have a good word towards people, when I am impeccable with my word, when I abstain from cursing, when I abstain from talking bad about people, when I don't gossip, when I'm focused on myself, and when whatever I say, I do it expressing myself in a positive way, the word becomes a shield against the negative words of others. My good word becomes a shield that protects me from other people. So there is an advantage that we experience by abstaining from talking about other people's lives. When we don't talk about others, people don't have to talk about ourselves. And even if they do talk about ourselves, that word won't reach us. And if it reaches our ear, it won't affect us. So it's to be impeccable with our words is the first step of changing our programming. Stop saying you are not good enough. Stop saying that you are bad. Stop saying that you are incapable. Stop saying that this or that is impossible. Stop talking about others. Stop commenting on others with negativity. Start analyzing your words. Start checking them. What is your word? Check if what you're going to say is productive. Check if what you're going to say is healthy. Because like that, you are creating a shield of protection for your own selves that is going to protect you from negativity. So that is the first agreement that we should take in order to change our reality that we call, it's in reality a dream, but to change our lives, we have to start by being very, very careful with our word, because our word, and you get it a lot on the synchronicity oracle, the word create realities. Number 2, the second agreement is do not take anything personal. Don't take anything personally. If someone says something negative about you, that person is assuming something about you. If that person says something positive about you, that person is assuming something about you. Don't take personal. Don't take anything personal. Neither the positive nor the negative. Because nothing of that is real. You are not according to the definition of yourself or the others. We are in constant change. Today I can be stubborn, tomorrow I might not. Today I might be angry, tomorrow I might not. Today I might be fair, tomorrow I might be not. So let's stop taking opinions about ourselves personally. Either they are positive or not. Okay? Now, how people can define you and how can people tell you the truth when they don't tell the truth to themselves about themselves? Why you are choosing to believe what someone thinks of you when they don't even know themselves? If I think negative of myself, I will see projected that negativity that I have inside me in the exterior for everyone else. So I will think that, you know what, that person is equally negative to me. Okay? So don't take nothing personal, not the positive of what they said, not the negative. Just simply is their opinion. Take the words without judgment and take the words without guilt. Okay? Take the words, for example, how many of us are capable of saying to someone, I love you, if we really mean it? Why are we so afraid of saying to someone, I love you? Because we are afraid of judgment, because we are afraid of rejection, because we are afraid of ridicule, because we are afraid that that person harm us, because we are afraid that that person see us weak. But if you do not take personal the opinions of anybody, nor the positive nor the negative, and you just express your heart and you simply say to someone, I love you, because you mean it, what would it hurt you if that person believes you or not? It only hurts us if we want to make an impact on that person because we want to reach to a conclusion from that person. What I am trying to say is that we use the word most of the time to manipulate others. It's like if I say I love you, I need to hear at least a me too. But if you, instead of telling me too, you tell me thank you, I feel so offended. Then how much of that I love you was real and how much of that I love you was true? The stronger and the more independent we start becoming about people's opinions, the more outspoken we become with our real truth. Because we don't fear the consequences and we don't fear being rejected. We don't fear being ridiculed. So that is the second agreement. Don't take anything personal. Agreement number 3, do not make assumptions. Do not assume that the other should know what you want. Do not assume that the other should do what you think. Do not assume that the other should understand what you need. Do not assume that the other should be aware of your needs. And don't become hurt because the other didn't do what you expected. Just simply do not make assumptions. Why? Because you have a dream. You are living a dream. So the person is living a dream. The dream of that person is different to your dream. And in their dream, they have certain realities. In your dream, you have your own realities. Okay? So it's better to stop with assumptions. It's not it's not productive to assume. How many people break up a relationship because they assume the other should know what I need? The other should know what I want. No. Okay, ask questions. What do you need? What do you want? What do you think? What did you say? What did you believe? What did you understand? What did you hear? Be clear. Be clear. Some people they don't have the capacity of being clear, and they just prefer of living in assumptions. I assume, and this assumption you make a fantasy out of it. And consequences happen because that assumption that you have is totally something different to the reality. Okay? So, number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, do not take anything personally. Number 3, do not make assumptions. And number 4, always do your best. Always do your best. Always try your best. Not more than what you can, not less than what you can. Simply the best. Do your best in life. Give your best shot. Now, your best of today is not your best of tomorrow because your capacities are different from time to time. Every time you do your best, what you are actually doing is that you have no regrets. You have no regrets about that relationship that you finish. You don't sit and say, I should have done better. No, you know that you did your best. If it didn't work, if it wasn't meant to continue because of the differences, it's fine. But you can move on freely because you did your best. Okay? So, to be always thinking that I could have done it different, to feel suffering, pity for the back, it's like just avoid it by doing the best today. As adults, our job, in order to awaken and enlighten, is to clear the old book, the old agreements, to create a new reality, to create a new dream. That dream is the dream that I ask you to visualize. That dream that you have about your job, the country where you live, the environment, the family or the partnership, the kids, if there are kids, the career, the vocation, the service, the lifestyle. That is your dream. And the question is, how do I make sure that I can create this dream I have? How do I recreate this dream? You create this dream by breaking with all agreements and replace it with these ones, because we have to do it through awareness. Become aware of your belief system. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your internal dialogue and transform it, change it, domesticate that negative aspect. Okay? Domesticate that negative aspect and become free of all beliefs. Like that, you're going to be able to reach your dream. So this was our little talk of today. It was very short because, as I mentioned earlier, we will do now the psychic service with numerology with Maria Clara on Instagram. So in 10 minutes, we will go live on Instagram, Maria Clara and I, from my account. You can follow me on Instagram. It's the same account, the Circle of Hanik. And we will be doing the psychic services with Maria Clara, the channeling from Instagram, okay? But before we go to Instagram, let's close with, thank you. Let's close with oracle reading. Think of the dream that you wanna, your new dream. Call it my new dream. Think of that dream that you wanna achieve in life, that new life that you wanna recreate. Okay? And then what we will do is we will get 3 cards that tell us our path to our dream. Okay? Our path to our dream. So think of the dream. And then 3 cards that will take us to the path of our dream. So choose 1, 2, or 3. One, 2, or 3. All right. Number 1. Your dream is in the destiny's hands. And the way to reach there is you are in a moment that you are ready to pick up the crops of that dream, that life dream that you have in your mind. Okay? You are ready to collect, to reach there, to fulfill that, and become the leader of that life that you dream of. So that is basically saying you are on your way to that dream. You are already taking charge of it. You are already, there is no obstacle between you and your dream. That dream is already your new reality. Number 2, you are very in tune. That dream is in tune with you. You are in love with your dream. The dream is in love with you. There is a delay in your dream. For those that chose number 2. There is a delay in the dream because in this delay you are invited to see things from a different perspective. And what is happening now is that you are recovering strength. You are recovering the strength to reach to that dream that you are already in tune with. So it's a high possibility that this dream will become true after some time. Contrary to the number 1, is the reason why this dream is on a delay is because you are becoming strong to live this dream. You are becoming strong, you're preparing yourself. You're crossing certain storms. That is why it's delayed, but it's coming. It's a matter of you assuming the lessons that you are going through. And number 3, about your dream, there is an energy of protection in your dream. A confirmation that this is happening. And then there is the second energy, the Empress, which is the mother. So the father and the mother. The positioning of yourself. This is so beautiful. Who chose number 3? Because I have the father, the Empress, which is a mother, and the child. Basically, what they are telling you with these beautiful cards is that embracing your masculine energy, embracing your feminine energy, you reach to your dream. by becoming neutrality, by embracing your two legs, your masculine and your feminine, by honoring your parents. It's very interesting because this is what we talk a lot with our in our tarot sessions. Okay, beautiful people. We are gonna go. So let me explain to you for those that are new here. You know that we do the psychic service with Maria Clara, where through numerology she reviews and she gives a channeled message for all of those that are interested. We usually do it here on TikTok, but now we are going to start doing it from Instagram. I invite you to follow us on Instagram. Our account is the same, the Circle of Hanik, the same than our TikTok account. We are going to shift now to Instagram to do the service there. Maria Clara is going to do channeling with the numerology of everyone which is interested, and I am going to get oracle cards for people of those that are interested. But we are going to do it from Instagram because Maria Clara's account is here. The camera is not activated, and there are also other people that are interested from the Instagram badge. So please, I invite you now to follow us over there. My account is the Circle of Hanik, the same than here. And for all of you that were new to my account, I invite you to follow us. I invite you to turn on the notifications when we go live. We go live Mondays, Tuesdays in the mornings, some Wednesdays, and then Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at night, okay? And also follow us on our YouTube channel where I upload all our live sessions, the Circle of Hanik. So it's the Circle of Hanik on Instagram, the Circle of Hanik on YouTube, and the Circle of Hanik on TikTok, okay? So we are finishing here, and I'll see you there on Instagram for our live session over there. Okay? See you all.